Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I am Sumera Wali from the platform of the Artificial Intelligence Teacher Training Institute Level 1 student. Welcome to another episode of my TED Talk review series. Viewers, in this series, I am exploring inspiring TED Talks and sharing the ideas, lessons, and personal reflections that I can take from them. Today, I am reviewing a very interesting TED Talk called What New Powers Looks Like by Jeremy. So, before we begin, let me introduce the speaker first. Jeremy is an activist, entrepreneur, and co founder of organizations that use technology and collective actions to bring people together. In this TED Talks, he explained how technology and social networks are changing the way power works in our modern world. And the question I want to explore today is what happens when power moves from the hands of a few people into the hands of many. So let's begin today review. First is older power versus the new power. The first idea that caught my attention was the difference between the older power and the new power. Older power is usually held by a small number of peoples or the organization. For example, traditional institutions, large companies, governments, or other powerful organizations may make decisions while many people simply follow them. Viewers, but in this new era, the new power work differently. Like new power is created by many people participating together. Social media is the greatest example of this. Today, one person can share an idea online, and that idea can reach thousands of people or even millions of people. People can organize, collaborate, support causes, share information, and create changes without waiting for a traditional authority to tell them what to do. So, this is a major change in how power operates. The second review from this TED Talk is that participation creates power. Another important lesson I took from this TED Talk is the power of participation. In the past, people were often consumers. They watched, they listened, they bought. But in this today technological era, people can also become creators and participants. Think about the social media. We don't simply watch content. We create posts, we make videos, we share opinions, we comment, we collaborate, and sometimes ordinary people can influence conversations that were previously controlled by large organizations only. This shows us that participation itself can create power. The more people participate in a meaningful way, the stronger a movement or community can become. The next lesson of this TED Talk is technology has changed the way we connect. So, a smartphone gives an individual access to information, communication, and communities that may be thousands of miles away. A person does not necessarily need a large office or a huge organization like before to share an idea anymore. They can use digital platforms to communicate directly with the others. This has created a new opportunities for education, business, social movements, and community building. But I think there is an important responsibility here. Viewers having the ability to influence people does not automatically mean we should use that influence carelessly. New power should come with responsibility, which is very important. We need to think about what we share, what we support, and how our online actions affect the others. This is very important. The next lesson of this TED Talk is that crowds can create change. Another powerful idea is that large groups of ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary things when they work together. One person may have limited influence, but thousands of people working towards the same goal can create a significant change. So, viewers, we see this is in online communities and campaigns, educational movements, voluntary peer projects, and social initiatives. This idea is especially inspiring because it reminds us that we don't always need to wait for someone powerful to solve a problem. Viewers, sometimes we can also become a part of the solution ourselves. When people share skills, ideas, resources, and time, collective power grows. So, personally, this TED Talks made me think about how much the world has changed because of the internet. As someone learning artificial intelligence and creating educational content, I can see this new power in my own learning journey. Today, I can learn something from an expert in another country. I can use AI tool to explore new ideas. I can create educational content and I can share what I learn with other people. Viewers, I don't need to wait for a traditional institution to give me permission to start learning or sharing knowledge. This is empowering. But at the same time, it reminds me that I have the responsibility to use these tools wisely. Power is valuable only when we use it responsibly. I think this idea becomes even more interesting when we connect it with artificial intelligence. Viewers, as we know that AI is giving ordinary people access to a powerful capabilities. A teacher can also use AI to create ideas. A student can use AI to explore a different concepts. So, a small business owner can use AI to create content and communicate with the customer. A person with an idea can use digital tools to turn that idea into something real. Viewers, this means that technology is increasing, putting powerful tools into the hands of individuals. But we should remember one thing: AI should increase human capability, not remove human responsibility. We should be responsible for them. So, five important lessons which I take from this TED Talks is that the first one is that power is changing from something controlled by a few to something that can be created by many. The second lesson, participation is a powerful form of influence. The third is that technology and social networks allow ordinary people to connect and organize on a much larger scale. The fourth lesson, which I took from this TED Talks today, is that collecting actions can create meaningful change. And the fifth, last but not the least, with greater power comes greater responsibilities. So these lessons are useful for the students, teachers, entrepreneur, content creator, and anyone who use social media or digital technologies. Overall, I found what new power looks like is very thoughtful provoking. So I made it made me realize that power in today's world is not only about money, position, or authority. Sometimes power comes from the people, participation, connection, and collective action. So this is all about today Tech Talks review. Viewers, if you are a teacher, student, entrepreneur, leader, or anyone who interested in technology and social change, this TED Talk review is for you. This is all about from today TED Talks. Thank you so much for watching my review. See you in the next session soon. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Be healthy, keep learning, and use the AI wisely. Allah. Hafiz.